So Eileen and Carol, thanks for joining me today. I thought we'd start our conversation a little bit with just asking you to comment on what you're seeing in terms of trends and best practices with global organizations who are working with talent mobility.
I think first and foremost, I think we see a definite link from the mobility program to the talent program.
What we've seen a lot of is moving away from duration-based type assignments.
And it's interesting because I think that leads us down a path of a lot of different types of non-traditional mobility. It's not about the traditional 3-year assignment moving the family, but about virtual teams and global teams and commuter kind of back and forth.
I think the percentage of millennials that expected that they would work outside of their home country was some staggering percent, like 75% of millennials expect to work outside their home country.
And I think specifically with millennials, it's all about the experience. And you know what? They might work with your organisation or another organisation in that location if they really enjoy it. You know, it's not all about the long-term benefits because this is about short-term opportunity.
And I think long-term benefits have been a big barrier to mobility for companies in the past if they thought in terms of traditional pension arrangements. And many organizations are moving away from those kinds of arrangements for their mobile population. So it really eliminates a huge barrier and gives much more flexibility to the organization.
What are companies doing to kind of address all these, emerging trends? How are they struggling with the delivery side of global mobility?
I think in one word I would summarize it with simplification, but to get to a simple process you have to have a simple policy to execute on. So we are seeing a lot of focus in making the concept of policies much simpler and a lot more choice embedded into the policy.
Eileen, if we could talk a little bit about some of the new markets we're seeing in terms of the emerging talent mobility.
Now when we talk about developing markets or emerging markets, really about Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and Central Africa, and some parts of South America. So very different demographics. I think companies are really looking for the right expat. They're often looking for the business leader to go in and set up operations.
One organisation that I worked with, in order to attract and get people to actually go to this African country, they developed a program which enabled the individuals who could apply to it to work to help build a school and build houses 1 day a week. And it went from we can't find anybody to go on this program to we are oversubscribed by 250%. So it was just thinking a little bit differently, having a little bit of innovation and really appealing to what people want can really change the dynamics of how you get a workforce to engage.
I think the other trend that we're seeing is that the emerging expats of today are much better informed about mobility matters.
I think it forces organizations to be much more aware of competitive practices and what other organizations are doing. I think as Carol mentioned, it's not unusual that someone has multiple employers in their career and they've had multiple mobility experiences. So I think they're bringing that context as well as just the experience they've had from traveling to different locations. So I think it does make it a bit more challenging for the organization to be better informed.
What I'm seeing is the biggest impact around the knowledge, the data, the social networks, the Google, everything that you can find on the internet means that organizations and lots of global mobility directors are coming to us or to other organizations to say, I need to either prove whether this is right or wrong. So data and metrics and market best practice and where am I around benchmarking is, in terms of that market, has just completely exploded over the last couple of years.
If you were going to try to summarize the bits of advice that you would give to our clients who are working with global mobility, what would it be?
If you look at a business, strategy changes all the time, especially in the current environment. What is your strategy? What are you trying to achieve? How are you going to try and achieve it? And mobility is fundamentally an enabler to achieving business vision and business strategy.